Hello guys, Björns here, and guys, welcome to my video. So guys, in today's video, I'm gonna share with you some of valuable information in this game, and some of these information is obviously needs a lot of research, needs a lot of gameplay experience and testing, and I thought to myself, why not to share this information with you guys. So guys, let's get started. So guys, the first race that we're gonna talk about, and I'm gonna share some of the valuable information, is the race, the wolf race. So first of all, let's go with Mantis here. And guys, with Mantis, if you have 30% dodge on him, right? And if you combine it with this skill, you will actually get 100% dodge when the battle starts for 5 seconds. So moving on to Altosk, and this is actually more of clarification rather than a tip. So guys, I'm sure a lot of you read this skill and wondered what is armor piercing. So guys, armor piercing is basically means armor ignore. It's the same. It's the same thing as the armor ignore or magic resistance ignore. It's basically armor ignore, but it is described in another text. But it's actually armor ignore. So moving on to the next hero. So guys, this is the newest hero that got released in this update, Izravil. And guys, I've got a lot of questions about her ultimate. So it says decay reduces everything in the stats, but not the health, by 50%. And guys, this is include literally everything. This include attack speed. This include energy regen. This include energy on hit. This include dodge. This include armor. Literally, guys, this include every stat that the hero got, but not the health. Everything gets nerfed, right? Everything, guys. Energy on hit. Even when she attacks, even when the enemy attack, there is also, I mean, this is more of an Easter egg, but if an enemy got affected by Izravil ultimate, they will also have 50% chance of missing auto click attacks. So this is also included in the nerf. I mean, in her ultimate. And yeah, guys, it's literally nerf to everything. Energy one hit, again, energy one hit, armor, regen, even auto clicks. Like I said, auto clicks, they can get missed by 50%. So moving on, guys, the next hero is actually Sergei, and his ultimate, it's not only stun, it's also actually a nerf to the offensive stats. So it basically health or makes the offensive stats go away by 50% or gets nerfed by 50%. And if you combine Izravil with Sergei, that's actually 100% nerf to the offensive stats. So that is a cool little strategy to use. So moving on the next hero. So the next hero is Drogu, and I'm gonna explain the skill a little bit more. Guys, this skill will heal Drogu by the people that got poisoned by him, and not the stacks that is the enemy got from Drogu. So for example, your Drogu gets 5,000 heals each 3 seconds, and he poisoned 10 times, poisoned an enemy, he will only get 3,000 heals. So it does not matter how the enemy got stacked of poison from Drogu. It doesn't matter. It only matters how many people actually got poisoned by Drogu. So let's say if there are 3 enemy poisoned by Drogu, Drogu will heal himself, for example, 9,000 heal every 3 seconds. So it's not actually the stacks that is matter in this skill, rather the people got poisoned by Drogu what matters. So moving on. So now, guys, I'm gonna talk about the human race, and here are a couple of heroes that I want to mention some of the hidden information. So let's get started. So guys, Henry, there is actually two information about Henry. When he dies, his ultimate gets activated right away, so he doesn't need to use his ultimate to be effective. If he dies, his ultimate will get activated, and it will pass on to the unit with the highest attack power. However, if your Henry activate his ult, right, everyone in your team will get, oh sorry, not this skill, will actually get 70 armor and magic resistance and an 8% attack speed if Henry activate his ultimate. However, if Henry dies, this skill actually stacks up. So instead, your team having 8% attack speed, right? If Henry dies, your team will actually now get 60% attack speed and the double armor. So this is the difference between if your Henry activate his ult and dies, and if he dies right away without activating his ult. So again, this is kind of confusing, but I'll try to explain it again. So if your Henry dies away, his ult will get activated, and everyone in your team will get 8% attack speed and 70 magic resistant armor, right? But let's say if your Henry managed to use his ult, everyone will get 8% attack speed, and if Henry dies, his ultimate will get activated again, and your team will get another 8% more attack speed and another 70 armor and magic resistance. So yeah, moving on to the next hero. So guys, ultimate of Alfred. that was a bit of German there, but never mind. The ultimate of Alfred, guys, it's actually 35% damage reduction from everything, from every source, right? So here it says damage reduction from enemy attacks for 5 seconds, right? I mean, you could ask yourself, okay, does this also mean ultimates and poison and bleeding effects? Yes, guys, it nerfs legit everything. Ultimates, poison, bleeding, everything by 35%. So moving on to the next human hero. So Dorian got changed recently. He will no longer hook if he get damage from a ranged hero. So in order to activate Dorian's hook, he should get a melee hit in order to activate his hook. Before, it was not like this. Before, if Dorian got any damage from, even if it's ranged or melee, he will use his hook. But now it's only actually from melee alone and not range. So yeah. Moving on to vampires. So, to the vampire race, guys, we have Hank Q, and her ultimate actually stacks up. If you have very enough and high energy, you can actually get a double effect of this ultimate, so because it stacks up. So that is really cool, I guess. So instead 50, it will be 100% more damage. So yeah, moving on to the next hero. So Lucretia, guys, and this third skill, guys, right? It's kind of confusing, and I will explain to you how this skill actually works, guys. In order for Lucretia to heal herself, she has to use her ultimate, and the enemy has to survive, right? And then, only then, Lucretia can heal herself by the total amount of damage she done, by 70% damage of she done, right? So again, if your Lucy ults and kills the enemy, she will not get healed because the enemy did not survive her attack, and the system did not calculate it correct, did not register it. So in order for this skill to work, Lucy, she has to attack the enemy with her ultimate. The enemy has to survive, and only then she will get healed. So yeah, moving on to the next hero. So the next hero is actually Octavia, and guys, this hero, I did not thought this was possible, but I will show you. This skill right here, it actually heals Octavia and increases her attack power. And it's only 10 times. But here's the tricky thing. The healing will still go on even after 10 times, right? But the attack power stays. So basically, you're gonna get 10 stacks of attack power, but you're gonna get healed forever, or if someone gets dodged, right? If some of your heroes dodge an attack, she will get healed infinite amount of time. There is no limit, but the attack power will only stack up 10 times, but the heal, it's actually unlimited. So while everyone is dodging the attacks from the enemy, she will just get healed all the time, self-healing all the time, unstoppable healing, right? But the attack power will actually not get stacked up. And another thing, if you actually get enough dodge on Octavia, she will also heal herself without needing your teammates, right? Or not the teammates, sorry, without needing your other heroes. So if you have enough dodge on your Octavia, she will actually heal herself as well, without needing or without depending on other heroes. So, moving on. So guys, the next hero is actually Nifa, and this skill Hunter's High, it actually stacks up again, and there is no limit for this, right? You can keep on going. There is no limit for this skill, so it can get stacked up 100 times, 1000 times, depends on the length of the war time. If it's 1 minute, if it's 10 seconds. So I just wanted to mention this, there is actually no stack limit for this skill. So moving on, guys, to the next. So guys, I was saying let's go to the next phase of this video, and I have a couple of information that I want to share with you guys, and let's get through with it. And guys, the first thing is the damage reduction from every source. The damage reduction from every source is actually calculated differently from the armor and the magic armor. So let's say if you have 100% damage reduction from all sources, but you have 0 armor or 0 magic armor, your hero will receive no damage at all, even though you have 0 armor on him. Because the damage reduction is calculated higher, it's more supreme, if it's the right word to use, is more powerful or supreme than the armor value. So again, if your hero has 100 damage reduction from all sources, but they got 0 armor, for example, or 10 armor, they will still receive no damage from anything. So my point also is, these calculations are different and they're not dependent on each other. So yeah. And guys, the armor, the cap is 80, and 1 armor, guys, equals 1% damage reduction. Armor equals 1% physical damage reduction, and 1 magic resistance equals 1% damage reduction from ultimates. So next hero is Sigurd. And guys, this is also kind of tricky, because let's say your enemy and you use Sigurd, both of you, and Sigurd has the highest attack power in your team, right? The enemy Sigurd will not target your Sigurd, but he will ignore your Sigurd and target the closest hero unit next to him. He will ignore your Sigurd, although he has the highest attack power. He will ignore him and target the closest hero that is next to Sigurd. So that is also to keep in mind. Also, if you use an ultimate on any hero, the time stops for everyone, but not your hero. For example, your Sigurd is poisoned and he uses his ultimate. The time is actually frozen for everyone else, but not Sigurd. So that means he will still get damaged. Or if Ulfure, if she's in her bubble, the bubble time will get counted, and you will get less bubble. And if your hero bleeded, same case with poison, they will get damaged. So last but not least, Izara. Her third attack, this one, is actually not a physical damage, it's a magic damage. So if your enemy has very little magic resistance in their team and Izara uses her third basic attack, she will deal tons of damage. So hey guys, this was information that I wanted to share with you. Some of them you might knew, some of them might be new to you as well. But yeah, thanks for listening guys. I will catch you in the next one. Bye bye.